Hello, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Tony Old and I'm ArcelorMittal's Global Brand Identity Manager.
And I'm Ian Loudon, and I lead the Future brand consultancy team that works with Tony and Nicola Davidson. Just like people, brands have their own personality, communication style and appearance. Let's think for a moment about Coca-Cola. It communicates an authentic personality that asks its consumers to live on the Coke side of life. Its distinctive appearance is delivered through a number of visual elements: its passionate red colour, the dynamic ribbon device, the Coca-Cola word mark, and a distinctive and colourful illustrative style.
Like Coke, ArcelorMittal also has a number of elements that make up the ArcelorMittal visual identity. These include the logo, the brand promise, colours, typography and something called the ArcelorMittal shape, but more on this later. These elements are the building blocks of the visual identity, providing us with a toolkit with which to create our own personality, look and feel.
Because we are one company worldwide, it's obviously important to implement our visual identity consistently. To enable this, each of the visual identity elements needs its own set of principles for application. Just think what might happen if we didn't have them.
The ArcelorMittal logo is the key identifier of our company. It is made up of two parts, the ArcelorMittal wordmark and the ArcelorMittal symbol, known as a signature because of its expressive character. Just as an individual's handwritten signature is unique to them, the ArcelorMittal signature is unique to the company.
The signature symbolises the transformational energy that characterises ArcelorMittal. Its dynamic and iconic form reflects ArcelorMittal's leadership position in the steel industry.
To make sure our logo stands out wherever we apply it, we need to give it room to breathe. We do this by creating a minimum clear space zone around it, defined by the height of the capital A of the wordmark. The idea is to ensure that no other graphic or intrusive photographic elements appear within this area. So while it's fine to show the logo in white, reversed out of a photograph, the area out of which it reverses should be clear of any detail.
The size of the logo is always measured across its entire width, from the beginning of the letter A to the right-hand point of the signature. While on most applications the logo has a specific size, it should not in any case be reproduced smaller than a width of 15 millimeters. This is because at sizes below this, it becomes too small to either read or reproduce well.
Because circumstances differ, there are a few versions of the logo. The primary version of the logo uses a very dark grey, not black, wordmark, and an orange signature appearing on a white or other very pale background. Sometimes, though, a white background is restrictive and frankly a bit boring, especially on brochure covers and websites. So in situations like these, it's fine to reverse the logo out of a photograph in white. Always make sure there is enough contrast between the background colour of the relevant part of the photograph and the logo. The logo can appear in solid black where necessary, for example, in newspapers and on faxes.
When using the company name in text material, whether printed, written or on screen, always show the name as one word with an uppercase A and M. And please don't use the abbreviation AM. The name of our company is ArcelorMittal. Do you think the people at Coca-Cola call themselves CC? We don't think so.
The phrase "transforming tomorrow" is the ArcelorMittal brand promise. It describes our commitment to the future. In its graphic form, it comes in a range of alternative colour schemes and layouts. Each of these artworks is available for download from our online identity guidelines resource, www.arcelormittalbrandid.com. The brand promise doesn't have to appear on everything. Only use it when you need it. For example, on advertising. Sometimes it may make sense to use it in some markets rather than others, such as promotional and marketing materials in emerging markets.
Our brand uses three primary colours: ArcelorMittal Orange, Grey and Dark Grey. They are used in a variety of combinations depending on the type of communication. For example, corporate applications such as stationery, annual reports and other formal business communications use small amounts of these colours along with lots of white space and photography. However, when greater impact is required on, for example, communication materials, banners or exhibitions at trade shows, a greater volume of the primary colours may be used. Be careful though not to overuse orange. It's easy to overdo it.
And remember, that while we have a range of media-specific colour specifications for these primary colours, including for custom mixed printing inks, known as Pantone, 4-colour process, also known as CMYK, RGB computer screen colours, vinyls for lettering on signs, and paint references, the reality is that the exact appearance of our colours will inevitably differ from medium to medium. The truth is, because it's rare for a business card, a magazine, a sign, and a web page to be seen together, these minor differences do not present a problem. If people perceive our colours as being the same across all media, then we're doing fine. The fact that they might see small differences if they were to compare them side by side really isn't very important. What is important, though, is to ensure that when they do appear together, they are as close to each other as possible in terms of colour match. So, for example, when printing a suite of brochures, always use the same colour specification for orange. That is Pantone or CMYK for the entire suite, even if one brochure in the suite has no photography and so does not strictly need the 4-colour process. In addition to the primary colours, we also have a secondary palette of colours used to colour charts, diagrams and tables. These colours should not be used in place of the primary colours.
The ArcelorMittal shape is an important component of the brand identity. Behaving much like the Coca-Cola ribbon, it gives a distinctive ArcelorMittal look even when the logo isn't around. The shape is basically a framing device. It has a curved notch on the left-hand side from which copy can be aligned and a curved lower right-hand corner. The shape can be used on a wide variety of applications, wherever there's a need to add personality. In this context, it works best on marketing-oriented applications rather than on corporate ones. While the border itself is typically white, it can appear in grey as well. It can even be photographic if the adjacent page carries the complete photograph, like this example from the Tubular Products brochure.
Our corporate typefaces are VAG rounded and Foundry Sterling. Both typefaces can be downloaded in the full range of alphabets and language sets from the Brand Guidelines website. VAG rounded has been chosen as our typeface for headlines. We only use 2 weights of it, light and thin. Its curves and rounded letterforms remind us of the ArcelorMittal signature. Its distinctive style is enhanced by using it at large sizes and by setting lines of copy tightly together. Using different primary colours for different lines of headlines set in VAG rounded works very well. Foundry Sterling is a more functional typeface with a larger type family of weights and styles. It is used for text material and for signs.
We hope you found this brief tour through the identity elements interesting and useful.
We've tried to cover all the main points, but of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to get in touch.